They told you to dream big. They sold you red carpets and flashing lights. But behind the scenes, the real price was never money. It was your soul. We all know the open secret. Hollywood is full of creeps. Hollywood didn't lose its way. It sold it. And almost nobody makes it out alive. Let's start with a voice from the inside.
You know, there's a short life in
Why
the
do you
acting
think that
world.
is? What the creative side is?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far, you know? Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know? But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card,
What is that? What do you mean by that?
you give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Since Howard is a prominent name in Hollywood, his statement is credible concerning the music industry. Talent isn't enough. So as I have been saying over the past few years, no mainstream artist makes it up the elite level without doing this. If you want to rise, you pay the price. And the currency isn't your skills, it's your soul. Want more cash? Toss up the ASS. Want more money? Better be with the funny. Want your career not to flop? Better give 'em top. Want to hang with the rich? Prepare to be someone's bitch. Behind every A-list smile, there's often a story of compromise, silence, and broken spirit. 99.9% of celebrities we know have joined the dark side, which is common knowledge. They usually exploit those who are financially struggling, the overly ambitious, and unfortunately, the children. Because in this system, integrity is a luxury. If you know, you know. Over the past few years, Diddy, Usher Raymond, and an R&B child star were interconnected in the past. Consider Justin Bieber. Once a shining child star, now a hollowed-out shadow, acting out over time to an extent of being depressed. Look this interview which conveys his experiences.
Like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
Of her?
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So, yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, you know, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, you know, let her do her thing. And if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Ask yourself, if the price of admission is your soul, was the show ever worth it? Here's how to spot these sellouts. The cross-dressing of male celebrities whenever they cover their one-eye symbolism, or show the silence gesture, oath to secrecy, and last but not least, the blasphemous lyrics and imagery against the Most High. Let's conclude the final chapter concerning the P. Diddy saga. These higher-ups want the man buns, bro. The enemy likes them young and gullible. Your dignity is paramount. He who has ears, let him hear.